Global United Natives and United Unions and the United Nations of the global world. Planetary united through continental and state country unions of unity of the global world, of every continental continent, of every seven seas, seven oceans, islands, and Ireland, of every state country united as one unions in the United Nations of their nativeness and their native nations of one nativity. Since the unions of unity in the existence of time of creations, of the first creations of existence of life and existence of well-being and humankind. Therefore, we are inviting you into the fourth part 4 of the Book 4 of the Mark 143 Universal Media Productions in combination and collaboration with the Lamushe Moshe Startup Ecosystems Productions Innovative Innovations, and in collaboration with the Mark 143 Universal Media Productions of Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, and this is Book 4, especially dedication into the University of Cape Town Graduate School of Business Bethel Center Foundation webinar of today, which was a great webinar happening at 2 p.m. until 3:30 p.m. as we were invited guests, but we couldn't manage to be on the webinar. And then we've managed to ensure that all this time we've been invited, we collaborated, a combination of collaborating media productions of webinars and virtuals to support and promote and inspire, motivate, and empower the entire webinars of 20th of November 2025 at the UCTGSB Bethel Center Foundation in the webinars of the Bethel Center in Innovation for Youth. And we're also supporting the One Youth World, the One Youth World organization over there that managed to invite us to subscribe and be part of, as we are the early childhood youth and the under teenagers of age of 3 years into to 16 years of the Lamushe and Moshe organizations and corporate foundations and companies of the Lamushe startup ecosystems, with the introduction of the Mark 143 Universal Media Productions. Therefore, in this last media production over here, as this is Book 4, Book 4 is an invitation inviting all United Native Nations and all United Nations and entities and departments and organizations of the United Nations in the global market, in the global of the rise of the 4th industrial, 5th to 16th, 9th industrial, and into the United Nations global market hashtag of hashtag 1061. Therefore, as we invite each and every one over there, we are not inviting any United Nation that has never been in any relationship with the slavery shipment of the slavery stock exchange of human shipmenting in the global world of the global universe of United Nations. So those countries and those native nations like that, such as the national government of I don't know, from the 1994 government of South Africa, I don't think they've ever been into those kind of United Native Unions and United Native Nations slavery, mental slavery of mental shipment, as we were in it as the city of Cape Town Native Nations, even before the 1652, even before the 6th century of the Mohammed manuscripts. If you still remember, when I dedicate to the native nations of the US of A and the of the USA natives of Negroes, remember that. Therefore, over here we are coming back again the way from Cape Town, saying that over here we are inviting once again all these United Native Nations entities and departments of all organizations to collaborate and become our partners, associates, and into all the elaborated of Book 3 and Book 2 of all their playlist. Invitees of the invited into partnerships, into associations, to affiliation, and all the partnerships we have introduced in also book number 1. It was a marvelous presentation of book 1 and book 2 with their playlist of volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, volume 5, and the edited Wheel of Fortune on last night, edited last night on the Microsoft universe of the Wheel of Fortune into the rise of the 5th industrial to the 6th industrial. This edited edition was not included for the 4th industrial people, because the 4th industrial, I believe, is truly hungrier and hungriest as the greatest great that have managed to inherit what is the 21st century with the hungriest hungry lions of all times, which is the whatever they are. Therefore, now we are inviting the United Nations entities and departments and organization of the group of experts of geographical news, United Nations of the Human Settlements Program, to ensure that they rise with our introduced human settlement of our own architecture, of our own urban development, of our own urban to rural, of rural to urban development, of the development of all the municipalities, of all the cities, of the villages, of all the streets, the regions, and all the provinces of each and every state, country, of every continent, of one state, continental unions, of every continent across the global world of one earth, to unite in our special development and our environment development of the 10 districts of the volume 2, yes, of the City of Cape Town government, in partnership with the planning of our future city together of the entire 143 Universal Media Productions that you will find on them on the YouTube channel at Caesar Brian Makaluza 3735. Therefore, we invite the United Nations of the Department of Children Fund, while we innovated a new department of the United Nations, with each is the United Nations Early Childhood organization. That will support also the Children's Fund Department of Children's in the United Nations for the global world. That one is invented and innovated on behalf of the African continent and the United Native Nations of all nations across the global world, united at the City of Cape Town, District 6 of its provincial and municipalities of 37 whole municipalities, and those that are united at these 24 sub-councils of the City of Cape Town municipality. Therefore, we are inviting the United Nations United Nations Institute of Disarmament Research, and we are inviting the United Nations Office of Disaster Risk Reduction, as we are part of them. We are part of reducing risk in all the global United Nations, and our research are part of the Institute of Disarmament Research, and our entire researches that are transforming researches of the Mark 143 Universal Media Productions are researches that are dedicated also to the United Nations Institute of Training and Research, especially Media Book 1 and Media Book 2 and Book 3. We are inviting United Nations Joint Staff Pension Fund. Those training and researches are United Global World transforming researches for the 5th to the 6th to the 9th industrial, as they are capable to bring great global market into the 4th industrial. We are inviting the Office of Disarmament Affairs, the Office of United Nations Drugs and Crime, the Office of United Nations of High Representative for Least Development Countries, Landlocked Development Countries, and Small Island Developing States. You see, the United Nations has got landlocked from developing countries. That means those ones have been locked by those overdeveloped countries. So that's why we introduced that there is in the political thing of United Nations. Therefore, we are inviting them on the representative high list development countries and landlocked developing countries and small islands developing states to unite with our book 1 and our book 2 and our book 3 of the Mark 143 Universal Media Productions. We are inviting the Department of the Office Partnerships as we introduced all the partnerships of invitees invited in every invitation, in partnerships, in associations, and in relationships of great true relationships of one unity, of one unions, of one intelligence, and in one creativity, and on one creativeness of native nations as one nation that were there in the first creation of time, which is also us, the natives of the city of Cape Town, in the Griqua towns of the entire city of Cape Town, united in the Griqua towns, unity of the Western Cape. And then we invite the Office of the Project Services and the Office Department of the Relief and Works Agency for Palestine regions in the Near East. And then we invite the United Nations in System Staff College, in the United Nations of University, United Nations of Volunteers, and the United Nations of the for the gender equality and the environment of man, humankind and men. And we are inviting the United Nations Department of World Food Program. The World Food Program, United Nations, we invite it through so that you can also ensure yourself that you go to the YouTube channel and find the playlist of the food and agriculture representing them, the food and agriculture organization of the United Nations that is represented by us, the Lamushe Mushe Vamushe S3 Mark 143 18Ps Empire Startup Ecosystem through the Sisonke Siyanqoba. Together we conquer AgriTech, AgriWorld, AgriPlanet, AgriUniverse, AgriTech, Biotech, Ecotech of the entire global world organizational company in agricultural farming and urban gardening of the to feed one earth and the planetary universe, which is another company of the Mark 143 Universal Productions. We are inviting the United Nations organization, entities and departments of the International Atomic Energy Agency, the International Civil Advantage Organization, the International Monetary Fund Organization, and the International Children's Emergency Fund Organization. Please, emergency of the Children's Fund, fund our earlyhood child development of the United Nations of the global world, of all the united countries invited, of all their continents invited in them. And also we are inviting the United Nations Environment Program, the United Nations Department of Fund for Population Agency, the United Nations in the World Meteorological Organization, and the United Nations in International Telecommunication Unions, as these are the international, global, world and universal worldwide telecommunications of the unions of every native nations that is united in any technology, united in the international unions of the global world. As we are inviting the United Nations of the United Nations women, uniting all the women of Africa, uniting all the women of Asia, all the women of Indonesia, women of Austria, women of the Latin America, women of the Europe and United Unions and the 7 seas and 7 islands to unite as one to ensure that they collaborate with the United Unions of the City of Cape Town women and the native nations of the City of Cape Town women and with their Western Cape women with the streams of it of the Griqua towns of the Republic of South Africa since before the 1652 Dutch East Indian for Trucker movement. We are uniting them and inviting the United Nations on a universal postal union, as this is a universal post to unite all unions unionically across the universe to unite as one. And please don't invite the Marvel world, and don't invite the Marvel universe. And you can invite the Marvel universe, yes, definitely for sure, but never invite the Outer Limits universe. Never invite the Outer Limits universe, please, people of the global world, when we go into what universal postal unions, because this is a post from the Outer Limits universe and the Marvel universe. So therefore, we are also uniting the United Nations Security Council, as we are also part of the United Nations Security Council organization, because we are in the individual consultants department and United Nations organization as the United Nations global market of hashtag 1061733. We are inviting the United Nations fund programs and specialized agencies to collaborate with our media productions of Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, and Book 4 of invitees and invitations of Book 3 and Book 4, and all the invitees of Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, and Volume 5 of all the planning of our future city together, better together, one city together, meaning every single city of its municipalities of one country per single continent, and such as SADC and the east and the west of Africa to the north of Africa, in collaboration with Indonesia. And therefore, we are inviting over here also the United Nations of the peacekeeping operations, and also United Nations Department of the United Nations budget. So you budget of the United Nations that have been existing, we want just an auditors relationships of the budget of the United Nations since AC time, and then BC time, and the time of existence, but before AC time and before BC time, and in the century time, until we reached the millennium time of year back 2000, which is you, and that at me. And therefore, we are also inviting them to view our edited, let's say, of the fifth industrial to the 69th industrial edited version of the Wheel of Fortune discovery of 12 years of slavery of it, that was edited previous night in Microsoft Universe Telecommunications. And therefore, we invite, lastly, as we close over here with the United Nations Department and organization of Reform Organization and the System Organization, with the United Nations Economic and Social Council. Therefore, remember that we are also their members, the private executives of the online network of the Council of Foreign Relations. Yes, Council of Foreign Relations, as we've managed to introduce all our initiatives of Council in foreign relations of the time we've managed to become partners with them and private executives of them, of their initiations that we introduced in our media productions that followed up from the live UCT GSB collaborating to the G20 Summit of 2025 on the month of the Global Network for Advanced Management Week. That was live at the UCT GSB G20 Collaborative Dialogue. Then we managed to produce our own media productions that collaborated with them afterwards, such as these webinar virtual productions that we've managed to collaborate them with the UCT GSB. Once again, back on track with Better Center visuals and webinar of today that was so incredibly worked very well, but we truly apologize for not entering into that webinar, because we were creating all these webinars of book 1, book 2, book 3, and book 4 for the innovations of the youth of the Bethesda Center. Therefore, lastly, as we close in this 1 minute, we are inviting the Department of Economic and Social Council, that we are the economic of all economics, of economics for every social council, as we are also the members of the modern corporate solutions, as the modern also the members of the scientific committee staff, and also the members of the European Council Scientific Council, as the new members of the Scientific Council, as we are the Masters in Development Practice of the United Nations Global Sustainable Development Solutions Network, or Global Associations in Masters Development Practice. We are inviting the United Nations Refugee Agency, because we are refugees and refugees of this continent, as part of, as African Unions, united in one as agents of the agenda towards Africa 2063, and as the ones that can Africa rise in the fourth industrial. So we are the number one agency as the African Union into the fourth of the rise of the fourth industrial. Therefore, we are inviting the United Nations Tourism Organization entities and department, in the name of the City of Cape Town G20 Ministers meeting conference of the G20, on behalf of the ministers, the ministers of tourism, the minister of tourism, on behalf of the minister of tourism, yes, and head department of the G20 ministers meeting, G20 conference meeting. We are also delivering all our productions on behalf of that one. Therefore, people of the global world, as we close these entire productions, we are closing with all the tracks we've managed to release for the same day, tracks of the daily releases of SoundCloud, as rated all of them for the top. We managed to reach top 5, we've managed to reach top 20, and then we settled at top 40, and then we came in from the top 100, and then we managed to reach the top 50, and then yes, we are collaborating all of them as one. From you can listen now to great music, just to connect, as because we are also the Sustainable Development Growth Agency, and we are also the global the global social entrepreneurs initiatives, and therefore we are saying, please listen to great music. Go to SoundCloud now app, download SoundCloud app, and listen to the playlist Passion to Survive, as this is our Passion to Survive for the fourth industrial of the playlist artist KURUBET space SISA space VAMOSHE. That's the artist. You can deliver all those, and all those same track releases we have released in all these medias are dedicated to SoundCloud daily releases. So all these invitees of the United Nations and Media Book 1, Media Book 2, and Media Book 3 are all dedicated to an initiative of the United Nations Global Market individual consultants, which are the United Nations Global Market hashtag 1061733, which are all us, the native nations of the nativeness of all native nations of the City of Cape Town, global natives of the entire productions of the Mark 143 Universal Media Productions. We thank you for all those who managed to interact with us live on our cybernet and our cybersecurities and our telecommunications, as these are integrated marketing and communications productions all the way, representing also the Crafts and Design Institute, representing also the R Labs, the D Labs, and the YOMA, and representing all the technological organizations and initiatives of foundations and companies united at the city of Cape Town, such as the ones from also the watershed, others of all the invested in Cape Town from the World 17 and from Quay 7 of the waterfront, city of Cape Town, and those are all around the city of Cape Town, and also in Bucham Square. In Bucham Square, we are inviting all the companies over there to unite and become one in all our initiatives through the manifesto venture categories, product designs and product innovations and product inventions and product creations of our creative creations as creative creators, that we can create product designs as the global United Nations global market hashtag 10617773, as we can produce over 600 billion for billionaires who are interested to invest. And the United Nations invited departments, incentives and departments and organizations, all those who are billionaires inside those departments that we managed to invite over here are invited into our product designing workplace for innovators of these departments of manifesto venture categories. We are capable of producing this for the global market of United Nations: architecture design, artificial intelligence product designs, augmented and virtual realities, such as these entire media video productions, and in the Department of Beauty, Biotech, Branding, Consumer Electricity, Corporate Social Responsibility, Data Science, and then in designing, also in dining and hospitality, in education, in energy, in enterprise, in film and television, in finance, food and gaming, and also into health, joint ventures, live events, logistics, manufacturing, representing the manufacturing summit that was hosted by the City of Cape Town government and the Western Cape government during March, April this year, and also the media department and the music, non-profit, the retail and robotics, security, small mighty, and then social good, social media, space, sports, style, transportation, travel, under development, real estate, and then videos, wellness, workplace, and great most innovative, as we are the great most innovative companies of Asia Pacific, of the Europe, Middle East and Africa, Latin America, Indonesia and North America, of the fourth industrial people. We are saying sorry for the time. We managed to take a lot of time, but we never take any time to anyone, because we've got time to think and think wisely and think fast, because you have to think like the magazines think that will be the next video production of book 5. Shop shop, people of the global world. Meet you next time. Going straight, delivering it to the United Nations of Africa, of DW Documentary Africa and the DW News of Africa of DW. We are saying live from the city of Cape Town. Listen to great music from SoundCloud playlist. We introduce the and listen to KFM on Music Network, KFM, Guru FM, and Hard FM. The great music playing right now for the great people of the global world, saying hello to Cape Town. We are saying hello to everyone across the global world, planning our future city together, better together, one city together for every city, because Cape Town is every city that is in its own cape of its ocean view, which is a collaboration of the Pacific and the Two Oceans Aquarium. What? Oh, Donald Trump.